Alright guys, so today we've got ourselves into a bit of exploration. There was a break in the weather this morning, so the last couple of days has just been rain, and it's meant to rain again this afternoon. But this morning there's a bit of sun, so packed up camp and I got out here. I'm about half an hour out of Lithgow. In the last episode I was finishing off near Bathurst, so I have actually done a loop and I've gone all the way back to Lithgow because I read up on this spot and I just had to come check it out myself. Now, even though we're only half an hour out of Lithgow, you're pretty well on your own out here. There are tracks everywhere and it's just dense bush, so you don't really want to get lost. Now, I did plan on having about a 2 or so K walk down to where we're going today, but there's a track here that's pretty much gone, I reckon, 60% of the way for me. So I think it's going to be a much shorter walk than what I anticipated on. So I didn't record any of the tracks really coming out here because I wanted to get out of here quick, get this done so I'm not caught in the middle of the track when it starts raining. But I've probably shaved off a good 20 minutes at least by being able to drive this far down the track, which I didn't plan on doing. But anyway, let's get some gear sorted and start making our way down here. Alright, so it looks like we've got to make our way all the way down into this massive valley. So I'd say there's probably going to be a bit of a steep climb here. And it's not a very well-defined track. They're based on the research that I've done. Once we get down here, we stick away from the water and follow the cliff's edge, and we'll have a much easier time getting to where we want to be. I've got all the gear with me on this walk, so I'm carrying a fair bit. I got a big tripod in here, got Freya, got the camera bag on with the drone, the big camera, a couple different lenses, because I have high hopes for this spot that we're heading to. And apart from this hill, I'm not sure what the rest of the walk's going to be like. There might be a bit of water, so we might end up getting wet. I'm not sure. Hopefully all the rain from the last few days hasn't completely soaked our track. This is a bit of a hill. We are making our way down a fair bit. Check this out. Slowly, Freya. This dog's going to bloody pull me down and I'm going to be skiing down this hill soon. Wow. This is awesome. These massive rock faces are just absolutely stunning. So we are walking through some pretty dense bush, and it is a bit muddy, but it's not too bad. I wonder just how many people get down here. Look at this. Just look at it. It's absolutely amazing. This isn't signposted anywhere. Even looking on Google Maps, there's not like a pin on or anything to say it's a point of interest or a tourist attraction. Jump. So this is the kind of bush that you're walking through. You can't really even see a track, but you can see just enough. We're actually getting waterfalled on right here. Some water coming down there. Look at this. Wow. That's nice. Let's go up. Gotta go up. That's it. Good girl. I'd say that's where we're going, pup. Just around the corner. Woo! Look at this. Wow. Wow. Wow, this is stunning. Oh my God. Well, that was a good little walk. Wow. Oh, I tell ya, this is awesome. I love this. This is amazing. If it wasn't 8 degrees right now, probably be good for a swim. There's no way I'm swimming in that. I think I'm going to set the camera up, grab some photos, and we'll start our walk out of here. Alright, so I've been here for a good half an hour at least now, stuffing around with cameras and drones and whatnot. So now it's time we start heading out of here before this rain comes in. If we get out of here and get back on the road and there's still no sign of rain, there is another spot that I kind of want to do a bit of exploring in. On my way out here, I've seen these old ruins of some building right on a rock face. I did quickly stop in there. There was a track going deeper into the bush, and I didn't want to go do that track because I wanted to get this done first. So if it's not raining by the time I get back there, we might go check that out. Even if it is raining, we might check it out, but we'll just stay in the car. We'll see what happens. Yeah, look. Oh. It's not the easiest trail, but it's definitely worth it. Alright, so I'm back on the main road now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave some coordinates down in the description of where to find this track. Now, they're probably not 100% accurate because the ones I used stopped probably 20 metres, 50 metres up the main road here. But if you have a look near these coordinates, if you ever get out here, this is the track off to the side, and this will save you at least half an hour of walking. You are going to need a four-wheel drive or at least something with clearance because there are some rougher spots. But if you head down that track, it'll save you a lot of uphill climbing on the way back and a minimum half an hour of walking. From here, I think we're going to go check out some glowworms, to be honest. It wasn't a part of my plan, but another half an hour out of town, we should be able to see some glowworms. So I think we're going to go do that. Now, I did say the glowworms are only another half an hour away, but I think that's a bit of false advertising by Google Maps, to be honest. These are the kind of tracks we're on, so it's not exactly fast going. Pretty much just sitting in first gear, nice and slow. It's good though. It's been a while since I felt like I was exploring. The last time I really felt like I was actually exploring and doing some off-roading was back in Tasmania. Like, I know I did the high country and there's a lot of off-roading in that, but the high country is such a popular place that it still didn't really feel like I was exploring and going off the beaten track. Now, the glowworm tunnel that I'm going to is not by any means unpopular. I'm sure it's quite a busy tourist attraction. But that waterfall, on the other hand, is not well known. these glowworms will show up on Google Maps and you can click on it and be like, sweet, yeah, I want to go there. That waterfall is not on Google Maps. It just so happened to show up on my TikTok feed actually. Someone on TikTok showed the coordinates and showed what it was like. So it just so happened that I was in the area and I had to come do it. Well, that's an end to the bush tracks because now we're back on a main road. And well, this road is called Glowworm Tunnel Road. Well then, that puts an end to that. Down that way, probably another 2Ks is the car park to the Glowworm Tunnel. But it is closed. And I think it's another 2K walk past there. So, we're not going down there. We'll have to skip that one. Oh well, it is what it is. The Glowworm Tunnel, nah, not too worried about that one. I've seen glowworms before, and that was a paid place to get into in New Zealand, and that was a big letdown. So I didn't have hopes for this one anyway. No big deal. We'll start heading back in towards Lithgow and figure out something from there. So I've made my way out of that bush area and I came out a different way to the way I went in. So I'm not going to end up looking at that spot that I was curious about, but we might have some more to look at on this way out anyway. Like this old train that's sitting here. It is starting to rain. Well, so I found myself at the Zigzag Railway, and sadly you can't really see anything from the ground except for this old steam loco here. I can't fly the drone now because it is bloody windy out there and I don't trust the drone, and it's also raining a little bit, so not a good idea. So if tomorrow morning's good, I'll come back and I'll record some stuff here. And if I did, well, you're going to be seeing this footage right about now. So the Zigzag Railway was opened in 1869 and it was in operation from then in 1869 to 1910. The use of this railway is to allow trains to traverse from the top of these mountains down to the bottom in Lithgow. So there are multiple sets of points where the train will come down from the top, go past a set of points, and then the points will switch over to allow it to go from one track to the other once it starts heading in the opposite direction. And that is how they make their way up and down this mountain. They then reopened the railway in 1975 as a part of preservation. So if I'm not mistaken, now you can actually hop on one of these steam locos and go up and down this mountain. One last stop for today. We're at the blast furnace. So what was here? These are the foundations of the structure that housed a horizontal reciprocating steam engine. It weighed 335 tons, and at the time of installation in 1923, it was the largest engine of its type. Oh, it is miserable out here. Jesus. It's all of about 5 degrees. Wind, rain. Oh, why did I stop and do this? I should have just done it tomorrow when I come back and get that drone footage of the railway. I have freezing. Oh, it's cold. Far out. All right, look. I'm going to come back tomorrow and hopefully it's going to be better. Because to be honest, it's cold out here and I'm just not interested in trying to read about this stuff and have a look. is miserable. The rain's getting worse. I still need to take Freya for a walk. So, cut to tomorrow when I am back. All right, we are back. Look, gonna be honest, it's not much warmer, but at least there's a little bit of sun, a little bit less wind, and it's just a little bit more enjoyable. So we're back at the blast furnace now. Have a proper look around. So there's not much remnants left here in the grand scheme of things. So this photo right in front of me surprised me quite a bit. I want to know where all the engines have gone to start with. Like, that thing is massive. There were 2 more out there somewhere that were massive. So what we're standing in here, the Davy engine house, was built in 1906, and it housed a 12-metre high blowing engine. So what I'm surprised about is all this other infrastructure that was hanging around this place. Because obviously none of this stuff's still here. This is still standing, but all this other stuff's gone. So that's pretty interesting. That out here was a heap of other crap. That's just all gone. So what we have here, number 1 and number 2, are the bases for the chimneys. So under here is like a stove, and that's what this plate is. This is the plate for the stove over here, and apparently that one's still inside there, or on top, something like that. These archways here used to be how the workers would get inside. Oh, there you go. There's the other stove plate sitting up there. So they just like poured this molten metal straight out of the furnace onto the ground? Is that what I'm seeing here? So these are the beds where they had molten metal. They're like 30 centimeters wide, each of them, I guess, according to that one over there. And they would just pour the iron in there, cover it with sand, it would cool, and then they would go along and break it up and then manually load it onto the trucks. They just poured it straight onto the ground, huh? There you go, look at that one. Huh. Yeah, rightio. You can't get to it, but I'm guessing that big piece up on that hill is an old piece of slag that's been left here. I'm assuming. I haven't read a sign about it yet, but that would be my guess. It's this giant old piece of slag. So they had a big strike here. 2,000 strikers and supporters. Things got a bit serious, I guess. The cops were threatening to shoot people, and some of the strikers, or the angry people in the crowd, pushed old mate's car down an embankment and set it on fire. I'm guessing old mate Hoskins is the owner of the blast furnace here, would be my guess. They even tried to sabotage the company trains, and the house was bombed. So people were mad. There's the wreck of the car. 9 months of strike action had serious financial consequences for the company and led to a cut in wages. So that didn't really work out for you, did it? You had a strike and ended up losing money. Silly buggers. Ah yes, if I had read this sign first, it says G&C Hoskins took over the Lithgow Iron and Steel Works in 1908. Yes, that makes sense. Oh, here you go. There's a good map of the whole place. I don't know where you can see that. I'm gonna let Freya out for a walk now and get out of here. Come on, let's go. This way, this way, this way, this way, this way. Yeah, go. Come here. Good girl. So I've just pulled up alongside the Macquarie River, somewhere outside of Dubbo, probably about 20, 30 minutes outside of Dubbo. And this is going to be my camp for the next few days at least. I thought I'd show it just because I don't know if I'm going to show it in the next video or not. The sun will be going down soon, and this is a cracking little spot. What's that? Is that some sand? Is that the sand? Come fast. Dig, dig, dig. Dig, dig, dig. Yes. Dig, 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 dig. You're silly. But anyway, that'll do it for this video. If you made it this far, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. It truly does help. It helps get the video out there to more people to be able to see what this amazing country has to offer.